So in today's video, I'm going to share with you a framework that's made me well over $260,000 in the last couple of years. It's counterintuitive, it's easier than you think, and it's going to solve your problems of people not wanting to buy from you. I'm going to be explaining the symptoms to understand which type of person you are, which type of personality you have, and what you need to do in your content to get people to buy from you. I'm also going to share with you an audit that you can do right now for your content to understand what's the thing that you're not addressing that's going to get people to buy from you. And with that said, let's rock and roll. So before we understand the two types of creators and the two types of specific problems these people have, let's talk about the 3R framework that I use in my program, which is a derivative of Aristotle's framework, which allows you to understand how people buy and the 3 things people need to buy from you. So the first thing is respect in the 3 R's, or ethos, as Aristotle puts it. Respect is people need to respect you, to listen to you, to buy from you. It's who you are, the life you've lived, the character traits you have. This also includes a little bit of your qualifications, your background, the things you worked on, the things that are close to you. The next thing is resonance. It's pathos, meaning how you make people feel. This is not a sob story about the one time you got stabbed in the neck. This is genuinely how people relate to you. The bioenergetic signature that you carry that allows people to warm up to you and want to buy from you. And then the third R is rationale, or as Aristotle puts it, logos, proof of concept, logic, meaning people need to buy your rationale to then want to buy from you. Now let's jump into the 2 types of personalities and the symptoms they get and why people don't buy from them. So the first personality, the symptoms are people really look up to you. People think you're commendable. People think you know what you're talking about. People explicitly trust you. People think you're an authority. You know you're an authority. You get DMs like, I wish I could achieve what you've achieved in life. The DMs look like, you're my hero, so on and so forth. If this is you, you're probably nodding along right now. Now, the propensity for this type of person to create the sort of content they like is high authority content. So you should do XYZ and you will achieve ABC. Or the 5 mistakes you're making right now in your process. So in my case, it could be the 5 mistakes that people make and shoot themselves in the foot before people buy from them. It could be things that I've experienced and seen in serving my clients in the world and scaling businesses. These are all my observations that I'm packing in high value and giving to my people. That's my content. Now, since we're on the topic of the symptoms, let's talk about the objections that this sort of personality gets. The objections would be people would basically flat out ghost you. People would be afraid of getting on calls with you if you offered them a free call, a free anything. They'd be afraid, hesitant. Even if they got on a call with you, the most common objection would be, I don't have the money. I'd love to work with you, but I don't have the money. Now, here's what's happening in the background. It's not that they don't have the money. I've had people take loans to work with me. I've had people sell their car to work with me and then end up as case studies. It's not that they don't have the money. The secret objection that they don't tell you is that they cannot relate to you. And so this was a problem that I personally experienced in my life, where I had a tendency to overtly showcase such high authority content that people would very easily put me on a pedestal and great for the ego, but people would think I can never be like this guy. And because I cannot be like this guy doesn't get where I'm coming from. And so this guy, while he may have done incredible things, he may have all these things, I'm not this person, and I don't think this person can help me. So there's lack of relatability, or as Aristotle puts it, pathos. I tend to present my content and my arguments and my rationale in such a way that people understand it, but low pathos, meaning the way I made people feel about themselves was, I'm not good enough. And if they felt that they weren't good enough, they also felt that I wasn't the mentor for them. The diagnosis for you, if you're high authority like I used to be, is actually to create content that connects with people. Now, what's the wrong way that people create content that connects with people? It's a simple way, but it can be a wrong way. The wrong way is sharing your ice cream, sharing your dinner, sharing your lunch. Now, what's the fix for this type of personality? The fix for this type of personality is one that doesn't come naturally to us. And the fix is to share parts of you that make you human. The human aspect, the vulnerable aspect. I remember telling one of my clients once a couple of years ago, the guy was a men's performance coach, achieved a lot of things in his life. I told him, dude, just share the humanity, because he was sitting with me on a Zoom call and he was having his breakfast. I was like, dude, why don't you just take a picture of your breakfast and share it? He was like, dude, yeah, that's stupid. That's silly. Why would I do that? Now, I'm not saying go around sharing pictures of your breakfast and your pets, but it does help to show people a behind the scenes of what makes you human. I said it was going to be counterintuitive, and it's easier said than done, especially for people like me or you. If you're high authority, you know your stuff, you just don't know how to showcase the humanity in you. You tend to approach life from a very logical point of view. You tend to shy away from sharing the parts of you that you no longer relate to or resonate with, or you think that the world, if they find out your vulnerability, might use it against you. Because a lot of times people think, guys, telling me to talk about the one time I was stabbed in the neck. A good way, a smart way to share this is to think about 3 to 5 things in your life, in your story, that have shaped who you are, and helped you achieve the things that you've achieved today, that your audience will see themselves in and decide that you've been where they are right now in their journey, and they need to understand that. The moment you start doing this, all of a sudden client attraction becomes easy. People start saying, you get me, this guy gets me, they've been where I am right now, they would be the perfect mentor for me. I'll give you a content formula. The sort of things you want to share are your thoughts, the things you've been through, personal stories, silly stories, funny things that are happening in your life. For me, it's almost a state of flux where I'm just sharing as I'm going. So for me, it's not about creating, it's documenting. I'm literally filming this video while traveling in this guest house in this beautiful cold city, and you don't really need to think of amazing ways to showcase and share your information that you tend to do naturally. The other type is the extreme opposite. The other type is what I call the influencer style personality. You are naturally creative, you are naturally artistic, you know how to express yourself, you know what's in your heart, you want to share what's in your heart for the rest of the world. You're amazing at getting attention, you have tons and tons of people reaching out to you. The sort of DMs you get are, I look forward to your content every single day. You also symptomatically have no problem booking calls, but the objections you get are, how are you different from X, Y, and Z? They right now see you as a friend, not a guide. So people compare you to other coaches. What is it that you do exactly? Can you explain to me? So you get questioned about your IP and the things you help people achieve. Can you refer me to other clients in the past who have worked with you and achieved this result? Here's what's happening. You have high pathos. You naturally make people feel good about who you are. You make them feel good about who they are. So there's lots of connection. There's a lot of humanity. There's lots of love. There isn't enough ethos and logos, meaning your rationale needs work. Now, your personality tends to not talk business, not talk shop, not make calls to action, not make offers, because you tend to shy away from that for whatever reason. And you also tend not to think through what is it that you actually do with your audience or your clients. You might not have thought about your program or your IPs or your mechanisms or methods, because those things don't come naturally to you. You're a far more intuitive creature. And so if you're that personality and you get these types of objections, what you need to do is actually create more businessy content, or create more authority content. Create more content that talks about what you do in your program or your one-on-one mentorship or your offer or whatever it is that you're selling. You want to talk about who your audience become when they go through your stuff. You want to talk about why you created your IP or your program to begin with. You want to talk about what you went through and how it shaped you and forged you into becoming the person you are. But then you also want to intelligently link it to the business outcome, because this personality tends to focus more on the abstract, feeling-based, beautiful humanity aspect instead of the outcome-based business aspect or the identity-based aspirational identity that your clients want to become. And so you actually need to spend more time talking about what doesn't come naturally to you, which is business content, meaning whether you help them fix their relationship, how you help them fix their relationship, what are your methods that help people fix their relationship. Like the boring stuff that you don't want to talk about is actually what your audience are looking, because while they love you, you need more respect. They need to understand that you're a subject matter expert. They need to see you as a guide. So these are the two types of people that I work with. I have both types in my program, and I give both of them extremely different content cadence plans. We call this the invisible close. This allows us to invisibly close people in the DMs, because we understand where the gap lies in content marketing and the personality to then bridge the gap and allow them to make more sales. I hope this has helped you. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.